What's up, everybody? The sound, yeah, sound seems okay. Sad day. Sad day. What's up, Ryden? How have you been, man? Let me go into what it is. It's your boy. What's wrong with my hair, man? The fuck? What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I didn't do my usual what it is. Sad day, man. Really is. Like, it's okay. At the end of the day, like, Gacha games live and die, but it is what it is. You know? I had a lot of fun with Tribe 9, so I'm just pretty sad about that. We'll just do reactions today, okay? If we have time, man, depending on how long we go talking about shit, we might play some Etheria Restart, right? But if not, then we'll react to three things. One thing that Ryden posted. Thanks, Ryden, by the way. You posted the update on Stellar Blade. I did want to watch that already. So thank you for posting that. We definitely want to watch that after. Today we're just going to be talking a little bit about Tribe 9. I don't think I'm going to extend myself too much in that, but I really want to talk about it. We're going to watch the P5X launch global trailer. Like, I was going to watch the entire live stream, but the big news are out there already, and let's just enjoy the new trailer and see what we can find about P5X. We'll talk a little bit about Stellar Blade in the end. Okay, you got a job, right? Yeah, I did get a job offer. But thankfully, I actually got multiple. So it's a very, very hard choice that I'm making now in my life. But like, I don't want to bore you guys with those details. I think it suffices for me to say that everything's okay, right? Everything's okay. I finally got an offer, and I can like finally choose something cool to work on, and I can stay in America, right? Thank God. So things are doing okay. Thank you guys for coming up. Congrats. Yeah, thanks, man. That's great. I posted the ping on Discord, but like it takes a little bit for people to see the thing, right? I want to thank everybody that's here already. We have 5 viewers. Thank you guys for coming up, man. Really appreciate it. Again, I'm sorry it's going to be a smaller stream. I wasn't going to stream today. I was going to stream tomorrow instead. But what's up, Akira? Welcome, dude. But it's because like I visited family today, right? So like it's pretty late. I don't know if people are going to be able to make it, but I don't want to. I really felt like I should talk about Tribe 9 as fast as possible. A lot of other content creators already put their ideas in, but I'm kind of the only guy I know of the creation space that I usually follow that's actually, you know, played the game every fucking day. And we met a lot of cool people, bro, right? I had a lot of fun playing this game. There was a lot of cool new viewers that we got that like are really cool people that are here all the time. From the time that I put into covering Tribe 9, right? Pretty fucking awesome, man. So I want to thank you guys for coming up. Appreciate you being here. Okay. What else is there that I could say? Like maybe we should just start. I was gonna give it a little bit, but maybe we should just get going with it, right? All right. Okay. First of all, let me take the song off. The happy Ragnarok song off, by the way. And just bring up here the tweet, right? That we should talk about. Let me zoom in a little bit so we can read this. And I'm gonna record this. All right, chat. Like I told you guys, it's a sad day, and I definitely kind of saw this coming, right? I feel like a lot of people did see it coming too, but there's a lot that happened with Tribe 9 above the surface, in like the surface level impressions, I guess you could say. And I wanted to bring some information to the table that people might not have, and also like celebrate the fun times that we had with it, right? Like I know a lot of people just didn't like the game because it's obviously it didn't really compete with the big four, and that's really sad because I feel like the game had a lot of potential, regardless of all the problems that it had, right? So let's just get into it. I'm gonna read from the official Twitter now, right? This came out, I feel it came out yesterday or a little bit before. Like it was either yesterday or Tuesday night, right? I'm not really sure, but I only caught wind of this this early morning, like about 2 a.m., and it kind of hit me like a brick. Even though that's what I'm saying, like even though things aren't going the way they're supposed to, and there's other things that the developers could be doing, I really feel like they had their hands tied and they just couldn't do it. And because they couldn't do it, then it resulted in what resulted, right? So this comes from the official Tribe9 Twitter, and it reads this. I'm just going to read the whole thing, right? It's very short and sweet. Important, of course. Yeah, I guess it is. End of service announcement. Thank you for your continued support of Tribe9, and I did fucking support this game, man. Like, sure. As far as I support any other gacha game that I play, right? In that I usually only buy the blessing and the battle pass. It's rare that I actually whale for a character. Thank you for. We regret to inform you that the service for Tribe9 will be terminated on November 27th, 2025, Japan Standard Time. I think this has to do, like, if I'm not mistaken, November 27th is about 6 months from now, so maybe they have protocol to follow on that or something like that, And because of that protocol, they probably need to give everybody like I guess a 6 month period, right? I think I've seen games announce end of service like earlier than like with less time than like 6 months, But I feel there's something here, right? And I think it's cool because it really gives people a chance to complete everything that the game has to offer, including like the really, really hard fights and stuff before we say goodbye, right? Since the game's launch, the development and operations team have strived to provide excellent service and improve player experience. They really have. I don't feel this comes from a disingenuous place. Even though they shouldn't have released the game with that kind of a gacha system, you're already competing with the biggest ones. You release it with a gacha system that's even worse than the big four, then yeah, that's a big problem, right? So that's a big misstep they had, but they had the balls to just make it better, just completely make it better, right? And something cool is that the game got completely review bombed in the beginning from Steam, right? And it had like very, very, very bad reviews because of the gacha system. Maybe not just because of that, right? Maybe there's some things in the game that people just don't like, but it did have that, right? Let me go to the store page real quick here. And yeah, so it went from I don't know if you guys can see it here. I don't think I can zoom in, but anyways, Tribe9 went from mostly negative reviews to mostly positive reviews, right? After they took in consideration players' feedback. So I do believe them when they said that they are trying, right? And recent reviews are mixed, obviously, probably because people felt like the game didn't have much to do in it. I don't really care about that shit, right? I love playing multiple games, so I don't really care when a game has like a month or two with no content. But I guess people hate that, and recent reviews are mixed, and probably we've gotten some review bombs here recently due to the announcement. Yeah. So, however, after careful consideration, we have made a difficult decision to end the game's service. Unfortunately, this also means that we are unable to deliver Chapter 4. That's expected of the story, which we had previously announced. We apologize for the sudden nature of this announcement to all players. Really sudden. It really was. Information regarding the service termination schedule and related procedures will be made through an in-game notices on the official website. For more details, please visit the official website. So if you guys, this is kind of important. If you guys are still wanting to know stuff about the game, then make sure that you follow the official website, because this Twitter is probably not going to post anything anymore. I feel like them shutting down. I feel like them shutting down so soon is a really puss-poor decision, to be honest. They had a good chance to do something beautiful and unique in the gacha space, but they're shutting it down. I completely agree. I'll get a little bit more into that, Rose, later. I don't like the decision, but I don't know if they had their hands tied. And I'll explain to you that a little bit more in the future. But yeah, it's just sad. So here you got the official website, guys, if you want to check it out. It's tribe9.tokyo, right, /en, so you can get the English stuff. And that's about it. Tribe9 is developed by, this is just I don't think we need to read anything more, right? I don't think there's anything more for us here. We could check out some comments later. Um. So yeah, this came out of absolutely no. Well, maybe saying this came out of absolutely nowhere is not that fair, right? Because even though I don't take anything from Gacha from Sensor Tower and like the Gacha revenue website that freaking seriously. I like it is indicative, right? It's an estimate. It's an estimate, but an estimate doesn't need to be completely off the charts, right? And the monetary, well, the return on investment that Tribe Nine had was, at least from this last month, was really really bad. Now we talked about not knowing if Hinagiku was like in like if Hinagiku was included, like if her banner sales was included on the last report for Sensor Tower. I felt like it wasn't, right? But maybe it was, who knows. And they made this decision. I already requested a refund for the purchases I made in the game because I'm sorry, it's only been like 2-3 months and they're already announcing EOS. I want my money back because that is awful. I think you're more than no, yeah. Whether they had their hands tied or not with this decision, right? Whether they could have done something to change it or reverse it or just maybe have more hope in the project. I like it's one thing, right? But I think that anybody that decided on just requesting for a refund is completely justified, right? You spend money on a gacha character because you want to use it for a little while, right? Even with games that have bad power creep, I feel like that's what normal people expect out of their investment in gacha games. Most of that investment is going to go in characters that you love to play and you love to see and you love to be with, right? Or you just love to have them, I think saying be with is kind of weird. They said they'll do refunds for purchases, but we'll see if they follow through. I think they will, legally speaking, right? I don't think Tokyo Games wants to go bankrupt, and if they get a class action lawsuit on their hands because they're not going to give refunds out, that's the final nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying? I think you can be positive on that. Positive, what I mean is like you can be confident that you're probably going to get your stuff back. It was really set to here, right? And I just wanted to I wanted to talk about a few things with you guys. Firstly, I want to say that I'm really, really sad that this is happening, man, right? And like I try to ignore the gacha tribalism, people saying that the game was just absolute shit when they didn't even try it out, right? Let's be real here and let's say the things that the game did right and the things that the game did wrong, right? Let's be normal people. And I'm extremely sad because of this, because of one thing. I had a lot of fun playing this game. I had a lot of fun with the game's story. Of course, it wasn't the best thing that, the Danganronpa creators ever wrote, but it was still very, very fun for a gacha game, And the combat mechanics I thought was really fun. And while I was covering this game, right, I played it a lot offline and on stream. And while I was covering this game, we met really, really cool people, right? Astra, you're one of them. And Jam the Man, I believe, is another one too, right? Just a few that I could get out of the top of my head. The Tribe 9 launch stream that I did was the stream that I had that broke my record, right? My previous record was 22 viewers. Tribe 9 broke it to 29. And so the game had a lot of love, you know what I'm saying? It had a dedicated audience. Maybe it was a small audience, but it had one. So that's the first reason why I'm sad about it, because I have really good I had a really good experience with it, and I have really, really good memories of playing this game on stream and offline, right? So that's one part of it, right? And the other part is this was the first gacha game I've played in at least 4 or 5 years that the end game wasn't some time limited, with all due respect, lazy content. It was the end game was sure, they were reskinned bosses, but all the bosses had new mechanics, had new moves, and new animations, right? There was work and put into the end game, and this was the one gacha game that did something that I was asking for a long time, which is do away with the elemental systems. Right now, I understand that some gacha games really need elemental systems, especially if it's a turn-based gacha game or a strategic one, because yeah, it's kind of hard to not have something like the Pokemon, weakness and resistance thing going on for those kinds of games. But I feel that for action games, that is really not the biggest thing that's going to keep someone playing or keep someone invested into building characters. But that's just my opinion. Of course, I could be wrong, right? This could be proof of that, or it could not be. And not only that, but it allowed me to play my favorite character as my main character, no matter what content I was doing. This was I usually in video games, my favorite character is usually a freaking 4-star. That happens to me so much. And the equivalent of a 4-star here, or an SR character, to me was Tsuki, right? She was absolutely my queen. She was my favorite character of them all. I think even in the story. And I was able to use Tsuki in every single endgame, in every single story, in the entire content of the game successfully. And it has just been a while since I could do that in a gacha game, and I'm really happy that I got this experience with Tribe 9. It was what I wanted, right? Now maybe it's not what other people want, but it was what I wanted. So I think there's a lot of I think it's something that I need to bring up, and it's something that really meant a lot to me, right? Let me reach out a little bit. Game was awesome after devs didn't count the player feedback. Absolutely, I think they did. It feels like they need a proper chance. In my opinion, their downfall was entirely because they didn't market the game properly or it came out of the blue. That too. I agree with that. I don't think that's the only reason, but I think it's a reason, yeah. They're refunding Enigma entities. They have to go through Google. I think you have to, yeah. I think the only no. Yeah, I think that's correct. If you do refund it to the Google store. Don't refund it, don't try to refund it through the game. Yeah, I think you're right on that. Absolutely. So yeah, so those are the two major points, and I had been waiting for a game that didn't have a time limit in game, that just let you play whatever character you wanted in whatever type of build you wanted at any time, anyhow, right? And this game was it. And I loved the game, and I played the game every fucking day, even with no, right? People had a lot of criticism, and I think that is actually well-founded, that the game just didn't have stuff for you to do at some points, right, when you're waiting for the next story chapter. I don't give a shit about that, but I know some people do, and that's fine. That's their prerogative. And I feel it's valid criticism, and I feel it's valid for people to not retain themselves if that's what they feel that they want, right? But for me, it was the perfect game. I felt like the game respected my time like no other. And let me tell you, man, the fact that I didn't have to worry too much about substats and that I could only play one character if I wanted to, that definitely did not burn me out of the game. It only made me want to build more characters later because I knew that I could use them forever. Right? So that's my take on Tribe 9 and how much fun I had with it. Of course, the game wasn't the perfect thing, right? It wasn't. The battle mechanics were very simple. The animations and the fluidity of combat was nothing comparable to what ZZZ is or what Wuthering Waves is. I do think it was a gacha game that had a very niche audience, but I don't think that was. I don't think that would be enough to kill it, you know. Kodaka says he wants to try to save the game, but I doubt he'll be successful. I think they're trying to strong arm him, Pale. Welcome to the chat, by the way. I think they're trying to strong arm him, and I'll bring that up in a little bit. Maybe said he can't get BP to come because making games. I have no idea how his involvement is and how much his involvement was in 100 line defense. Yeah, of course he is, right? Because if anyone, I believe that Kodaka would be really just passionate about his projects, man. You know? Fuck, right? If the investors are talking shit, if the publisher's talking shit, at least him, so I believe it. I do think he he might still be trying to save the game. But I feel like maybe he's just getting strong-armed, and that's going to be a problem, right? Continuing on, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the reasons why I felt like the game failed, right? And it goes back to like what I feel I see a lot in the gacha community right now. I'm trying to ignore tribalism and people that are giving like just very nuanced and simple criticism to why it failed or whatever. I do believe that, like, while I can't understand people that need something more, like people that they absolutely need new events and new daily shit to do every single day, and that's the only way they can retain themselves in a game, right? Like, I can't understand that, right? But I respect that some people just like that way of playing games, and if the game isn't like that, they don't want to play it. I completely understand that, and I respect that, right? I'm not like that. I don't think I honestly don't think that. Of course, like there are players that they probably lost because of that, but I don't think that was the absolute reason, right? Oh, it doesn't have a time limited end game. You can use any character you want to clear the game, right? Like, I don't think those are the reasons why people stopped playing the game, right? And let me tell you all the reasons that I felt that happened here. Let me reach out real quick. I'll definitely buy a standalone offline version of games. They ever release it. I love this game. I absolutely agree, and I think they should do that. They should just sell the game for like $10 or $20, right? And give you all the characters and cut a little bit of the time that you need to like farm to complete a character. I think that is a good thing to do. Mega Man X Dive did that, and me personally, I own the offline version of Mega Man X Dive. I think it's a good thing to do. I think it's good for game preservation, and people just love the fucking game, man. Maybe they want to play the story again or whatever the fuck, right? Let them do it. Right? There's a lot of say what you will about Tribe 9. I feel there was a lot of passion and work hours put into this by people who love the project, and I don't think it deserves to just die and go into oblivion, right? Nobody can play it again. Everybody has to forget about it. I agree, Jovan. I wouldn't mind Tribe 9 returning as an gacha game, but it seems unlikely. I want to get my hopes up. On a positive note, Persona X. Yes, I'll talk about that. We'll react to that a little bit later. So yeah, let me tell you guys why I feel like the game failed, right? I do think that the fact that the game was so different than the Big Four in how it delivered its content, and how pulls were just easy to get, man, let's be real. Like, maybe I feel like sometimes the pulls were a little bit too easy, to be honest. But I was really lucky, right? The thing is, like, just by playing the game, just by logging in every day and doing the dailies and stuff, I was able to get 3 limited characters and their cards without having to spend a single cent on stigmatas, enigma entities, you know. And I did pay for the monthly pass every single month because I wanted to support the game, and I did pay for both battle passes. But that's very small spending compared to what players usually spend on gacha games, you know. So first of all, Tribe 9. Yeah, you're extremely. Yeah, so like maybe it was just me, right? Maybe other people did need to spend money, right? Maybe it wasn't that high of you know, a gacha chance or etc. But it anyways, you guys get what I'm saying. Like, maybe it was just me, so maybe that could have been a problem. But I also don't think it would be the biggest problem, right? I think the biggest problem is literally that Tribe 9 already had a niche audience, right? And when push came to shove, when they released, and like, if anybody doesn't know, this game was developed alongside another game called 100 Line Defense, which, on top of everything, was both the author of Danganronpa and the author of Nonary games. It was their magnum opus. It was a game they put their everything in. They put a lot of resources in, where they created freaking 100 unique endings. And alongside this gargantuan game, you produce a fully fledged gacha game. So there was a lot of monetary investment in that. There was a lot of expectation for monetary return. And people are not, like reviewers, that we're not kidding when we say that Tokyo Games, like if 100 line defense didn't do well, Tokyo Game might just go bankrupt, right? Which is a big problem. And I feel like that was the biggest problem. Because I don't believe that Tribe 9 chose deliberately to have very few content patches. Tribe 9 was forced to have very few content patches because of all the work they had to put into 100 line defense. Tokyo Games is one studio, guys. I'm not even sure how many people they have, but it's probably not this insanely big, AAA giant. I believe they did with Tribe 9 what their work hours would allow them to do. That is my opinion. And even though I didn't care about it, I know a lot of players care about that, right? So you had people leaving the game. So first of all, you released the game with a very flawed gacha system. You fix that, people come back, right? And then you entered that period between chapters 2 and 3, where we only had Kazuki and we had the musical rhythm event, right? That was all we had, besides the end game. I did the end game every week. I know that some people didn't really like it. And so for the more casual players that really didn't like the end game and just wanted something fun to do, I believe the game got really old really fast, and these people left the game. Not only did these people leave the game, which already caused a drop in player base and by extension probably a drop of revenue, you have, when your new chapter comes out, when chapter 3 comes out, you have the final chapter of the first story for Xenoblade Zone 0, right? So 1.6 and 1.7. And you have the anniversary of Weathering Waves with Zani. So you have these giant, almost AAA looking gacha games. Getting, not only that, but also Castoris, right? There's all that shit. It's like all this stuff happening with the Big Four. And a lot of the people that were just casual players of Tribe 9, they are in my opinion, they are definitely also casual players of games like Weathering Waves, or like Xenoblade Zone 0, or Honkai Star Rail. Genshin Impact, sure. So besides all these players leaving, like the players that really care about having stuff every day leaving, you have the players that, like, maybe they're just not big fans of Danganronpa, they're not big fans of the authors for Tribe 9, and it's just a game that they're having fun with on the side, right? We call it, like, quote-unquote, the side gacha games. These players, all of them, probably prefer playing something like Weathering Waves or Honkai Star Rail. And so these players, and players have a limited amount of money to spend, man. That's just being human. So they take their support out of Tribe 9 and they put it in these huge, they put it into the Big Four, because the Big Four is giving them shit to do every day, is giving them these new, really exciting characters that they've been waiting for a while, and on top of that, like, big celebrations like anniversaries, giving out free stuff. Goddamn, dude, even Nikkei had the anniversary close to what, like a week or two after Hinagiku left, was announced, right? I'm not wrong on that, I believe. So whether you like it or not, Tribe 9, because of its action system, the way that it plays, it is very, very similar to stuff like Weathering Waves and Xenoblade Zone 0. And I believe that a lot of people that played Tribe 9 also play those games. And when those games kept doing what they always did, those people just naturally gravitated back to that and supported that instead of Tribe 9 for a long time. And when Hinagiku came out, maybe they were just too invested in other gacha games again, bro. Right? The biggest takeaway that I want to give you guys here from my experience is that I feel like gacha games try to provide daily content every time, because it's not just because they want the player numbers on their game. It's because they want you playing their game and not playing the others. So that's why they want to give you shit to do, right? Sure, player numbers are good for investor meetings, yada yada yada, etc. Sure, I agree with that. But I genuinely think that the biggest reason why the big companies really want to give you shit to do every single day and events every single whatever the fuck is because they want you spending your free time on that game and not on other games. But that's speculation, right? I'm gonna boycott every single game they release from now on. Akatsuki, yeah, that's Akatsuki games. I have no respect for them, man. For Tokyo, sure, right, but not Akatsuki. Rancho Man Underground, just like the global version of Etheria Lana, it's very speculative. No, the thing is like, I don't think that is the sole reason for what happened to Tribe 9. I do agree it is speculation, right? It absolutely is speculation. But I genuinely think it's a big reason for people just not spending their money on Tribe 9, man, right? Now, I don't know how big the Venn diagram is between people that play Tribe 9 that even gave it a shot, that, you know, have Wuthering Waves or Zinless Zone Zero as their main gacha games, etc., etc. I really don't know if there's a lot of people in that Venn diagram or not. But I do feel that Tribe 9, by its nature, competes with the Big Four, just by its nature. I'm not saying that Tribe 9, to be honest with you guys, I'm not saying that Tribe 9 was the only, like, it was an actual competitor, because I don't think it was. Right? Let's just be real here. Really small game. I don't think it was ever on the big guys' radar. But I do believe of the small player base it had during the time of during like the second month, which was what we talk about, it lost even of that small player base. I felt like it lost a lot of that player base again to the Big Four, right? Or even other games. Who the fuck knows? That's my opinion. That's one of the reasons why I feel like it just went downhill really fast. And so who was left playing the game? Only Danganronpa fans, right? Not just like Tokyo Games fans, right? Those were the people that were left playing the game. That's probably all they had. And then if you couple that with the fact that the gacha system became really good and very like more free to play friendly than a lot of other gacha games, right? You know, after the first feedback and the first updates, it coupled with all of that, man, I really don't think that the loyal player base that stayed playing Tribe 9, that enjoyed the game, was enough to carry the game, right? Not only that, but I feel like their mistake in the beginning where they had to give back, you know, everything that players were spending, that cost them a lot of money, and they lost a lot of freaking money on that. I really feel like they lost a lot of freaking money on that. So the pressure on Tokyo Games to make that money back probably doubled, to the point where, you know, be it because people were just tired of the game, be it because the game wasn't for them, be it because, you know, the what my opinion was, where like the big four gacha games just took away the players that already didn't have much interest in them again. Be it for whatever reason it actually was, they went from making 600K a month, which could be something that could keep them alive probably, to making like 80K, and that probably doesn't even pay their payroll. So I feel like that was the reason. What do you guys think? Let me read the chat real quick. The only gacha game playing besides Cyber 9 is FGO. I was planning to leave the game to invest more in Type 9. Really unfortunate. Damn, man. Yeah, me personally, I probably will never leave FGO. I've been playing FGO for, ever since the global game launched, right? So 2016. I think about 7 years now. Type Moon's, you know, my favorite thing, so I'm probably never leaving FGO. But it's really sad to hear that, right? Meanwhile, shitty Western indie games get funding from BlackRock because they push woke politics agenda. They're nominated to Game Awards, and we don't even know those no played in it. Well, sure, but like I don't think that has anything to do with what's happening right now. But I get your frustration. Yeah. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Um, so first of all, first big problem is that the first big problem, like too long didn't read, right? The first big problem I think happened is the fact that they made this decision of developing 100-line defense alongside Tribe 9 that definitely did not help the amount of the amount of content that Tribe 9 could get, or the amount of just attention, right, that the game could get. And now they are in this extremely delicate position where Tribe 9 just could not deliver, could not compete anywhere near with the Big Four, probably lost a lot of people that even tried it out, again, to these bigger gacha games, retaining only a very small audience of loyal Danganronpa and Nonary Games fans. And that audience just wasn't enough to keep the game afloat. So yeah, that's the thing, right? And it's really sad. It just is really sad. It was a gacha game that I planned to play for a long time because I knew that any investment that I made in any character would have a very, very long longevity of life because of just how the game was. And it's really sad for me to see that the game that finally did two of the game design decisions that I've been asking for years is dead in the water. And, you know, people are going to say it's because of that, but I believe it's much like the reason is much, much more complex. It is this coupling of development times with 100-line defense. It's the fact that it was competing with the Big Four gacha games. And to be honest with you, if you want to compete with the Big Four, you've got to be something like Ananta, something like Anfield, and something like Silver Palace. If you are not like that, Hoyoverse is going to destroy you. They have that much of a loyal fan base, and that's not even considering gacha tribalism, where, you know, players who just don't like your game because you're not Hoyoverse, they're going to try to bring you down, right? I hope I'm making sense. Yeah, just saying Japanese games should get funding instead, but it's not going to happen. Yeah. Western people don't like anime, man. Yeah, like when Metaphor was in for Game of the Year last year, bro, I was like, yeah, fucking right. Yeah, God forbid a game with an anime art style wins Game of the Year, right? There's just some Robin Hood who still investors to give it to developers to deserve it. Yeah, I wish we had Phantom Thieves of Hearts, right? So you could change the industry, man. Who wouldn't? Yeah. So guys, I think this is it. I don't want to like talk for too much about this. I just want to say that Tribe 9 was a diamond in the rough. It really was in the rough. Wasn't the best game I've ever played. It wasn't the best gacha I've ever played. It definitely could use a lot of polish in other places, right? But the things that it did right, like the in-game system, the way that you could build characters and use whichever character you wanted, the way boss fights were designed, and the story, they were really good. And I feel like they did a really good job of it, right? I genuinely believe that this decision did not come from Tokyo Games. This decision came from publisher pressure. The game just wasn't making the money back. Publishers probably pressured the absolute hell out of them to do this, and even probably threatened them with things akin to, you know, you're going to go bankrupt. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. Right? So yeah, that's about it. I really want to post this on YouTube. If you guys are fellow Tribe 9 fans, thank you so much for watching. If you are watching this on YouTube, I'm going to re-chat a little bit more now because I want to talk to people that I love here in my chat. But yeah, rest in peace, Tribe 9. It was really, really fun while it lasted. Thank you, Tokyo Games, for your feedback. Thank you for fixing the gacha system. Thank you for giving me the experience. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for giving me some new amazing chatters. Sleep well, sweet prince. I want to see most Japanese games focus on Japanese audience rather than global audience like Chinese gachas, and it's their downfall. There's a quote from Masahiro Sakurai I don't know if you guys know. I don't know if you guys know who he is. Masahiro Sakurai is the original developer for Kirby and Smash Brothers. Director for Smash Brothers his whole life, right? And he has a very, very, I guess, divisive quote, but that I absolutely back. Masahiro Sakurai said that Japanese developers should just fucking focus on making games for their core audience, which is the Japanese people. I absolutely agree with that. And you know why I agree with that? Because even though I'm a Western fan, the games that I fell in love with when I was younger, the games that I still fall in love with today, are Japanese games, get this, that were developed with the core Japanese audience in mind. They didn't need to adhere to my values or to my understanding of Western storytelling, yada, 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 etc. They never needed to do that. I became their undying fan just the same way. So why the fuck would I want them to change now? Tell me I'm not right. So I like, it's when Asha said that, I remember that that reminded me of that, and I don't know, man. I think Sakurai is on the mark with that. I think he's absolutely right. Tomorrow's almost everything went into Gacha. Great story, nice gameplay, great characters. I agree. Japanese have good taste, so it doesn't matter. The West will like their games. Just look at the Yakuza series. Yeah, dude. It is what it is. Isn't Square Enix going under new management or something? Oh my god, man. They changed their CEO. They did. I really don't remember. I don't remember when, but they did, dude. The thing about Square Enix is that they are adhering to a lot of Western censorship, especially like in the Dragon Quest remakes and etc. And Yuji Horii even said, like, I don't know if you guys know, but Chrono Trigger is one of my favorite games of all time. It's a very normal opinion to have. And they actually are thinking about remaking or remastering Chrono Trigger, like in 2.5D, that kind of shit. And it was so funny because Yuji Horii, the guy himself, he said, yeah, you know what? We're thinking of doing that. I think it's a good idea, but I just want the Western fans to, brace themselves for censorship. Bro, holy shit. That's the original creator of Dragon Quest, my guy. It's saying, like, Western fans, just get ready because shit's going to come in the way. But yeah, if Square Enix has new management, that's probably why. I agree with that, but the Japanese audience usually has drastically different tastes in the global audience, and in gacha gaming causes problems for quite a few games, as opposed to Chinese gachas recently that they just focus on a Chinese audience, but things that will entice the Western people. Yeah, I agree, man. Here's the thing. I'm not going to pretend that the Japanese, like the normal Japanese popular culture, does have a lot of problematic things that the West just does not accept. Me personally, I think I've learned to live with that. There's a lot of things in anime that I don't agree with, that I don't like. There are, man, and it's things that are in it's in every single anime you ever watch. But I don't know, man. I've learned to just accept their culture, right? Even if I disagree with it, like, it's not enough to ruin an anime or like ruin my experience with their popular media, right? So I'm just like, yeah, whatever, man. Do whatever you want. Bowing down to the Western overlords, yeah, apparently. Yeah, so that happened with the Dragon Quest remakes, right? And then, like, it's probably gonna happen with the Chrono Trigger one if we ever get one. So yeah, Chet, I don't know what to say. I really it's pretty sad. I don't want to talk about that, to be honest. I do think that the Chinese gachas are fucking professionals at they're fucking professionals at actually making shit appealing to Western gamers, even though they are primarily focused on their core Chinese audience. They're really fucking good at that. But honestly, to what Peo was saying, so is Yakuza, dude. Right? Like, holy shit, man, if you're a Western gamer and you play Yakuza, like, even after, like, just playing Western games like GTA or whatever the fuck, right? You play Yakuza after playing those games, man, and you say you don't like the games and you think they're shit, you're fucking lying. You're fucking lying. It is what it is. And it's made with a core Japanese audience in mind in the first place, right? You can see the writing, you can see the characters' emotions, dude. It is what it is. I have a mindset of if you don't like something, just scroll past it and ignore it. Yeah, let people enjoy the fiction, enjoy getting all shitty, because fiction does not affect or alter reality, and if it does for you, then it's your problem and not everyone's. Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that's the key word, Astra, is fiction. Holy fuck, man, it doesn't exist. Yeah, I think that's the key word, and I think you're completely right. I started Noxus Like a Dragon in Hawaii. They introduced me to foreigners, but that was due to location. I played, Emerald's one guy that comes in the chat sometimes. His favorite game is Yakuza 0. I started with that one. He told me it was a good one to start with. Holy shit, man. Yakuza 0 is fucking cinema, dude. Holy shit. I love it. Not like they became, yeah, but yeah, it's about being like, it is about being, just staying true to your values, man. That's really it, bro. Right? I don't know. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for all the support you guys have always given me in the chat, and the support that you guys have given me in Tribe 9, and being in my streams in Tribe 9, having fun with Tribe 9. You know, playing the game, discussing builds, discussing ways to beat the bosses, right? Easier, harder ways to beat them. And I'm just going to say it right now, man. I'm going to miss that a lot. I'm going to miss that a lot. I hope that we get a game like it. I hope that we get a big game where you can just play whatever character you want with whatever team you want, bro. They did a new Yakuza Protagonist 30, though? Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Yeah, I haven't played the new one. But anyways. I want you guys to know that I had an absolute ball. And thank you for being there with me. That would be a spoiler. Please don't spoil. Okay. Well, chat, besides all of that, another thing that I want to react with you guys around is Persona 5 the Panamax global review trailer. Okay, so going from really, really morbid to really, really hype is, I'm a fucking huge Atlas fan, man. I've played, the first game I ever played for them was Shin Megami Tensei 3, back in PS2. And I've been a huge Atlas fan ever since. Dude, Persona 5 is absolutely phenomenal, right? Fucking amazing game. And I swear to you guys, like, I've reacted to like trailers for Persona the Phantom X, Persona 5 the Phantom X loads of times. I feel the game looks absolutely perfect. The characters look fucking awesome. The gameplay, it's just more Persona 5, right? But it has, like, since you have all these new characters to try out, man, I feel like it's really fresh. And the hypest thing just happened, right? Like, we got the Phantom X global review, man. It's actually happening. I personally thought that we were only going to get the global, like the actual global launch a little bit after we got the Japanese launch, but apparently we're getting it with the Japanese launch, and this is fucking insane. Hell yes! That's all I'm gonna say. Let me shut the fuck up and let's watch the trailer. Wait, let me read the group. People nowadays call people pedos or disgusting or nasty names. For fiction nowadays, it's ridiculous. Man, fiction isn't real. People often use fiction to cope and safely explore their own trauma, though. Tropes is problematic fiction. Yes, people use fiction to, I think the word is project a lot. You know what I'm saying? They use fiction to project a lot and to virtue signal. They can't find actual real life, problems to worry about, so they find fictional characters and fictional stories to virtue signal over. Yeah, not sure if they outplay Etheria set, but I could play to make it way shorter. Yeah, probably finish Persona 5 though. Finish Persona 5 for the love of God. I love the ending. Right, I would suggest playing Royal. Most people do it to escape reality, and then, but that's what I'm saying. Then people try to bring reality into the fiction. Jesus Christ. Anyways, Persona 5: The Phantom X global review. Wait just a second. This is playing like a potato. Okay, still looks like a potato. That's better.
マガ通信知らない？街中で見かけた迷惑な人をファントムって認定していくってやつで、やつがターゲット木内武之、俗に言うぶつかり男というやつだ。仕事の話をさせてもらう。
They're just talking about the like the girl was saying like, oh, have you heard about the phantoms? They do this shit. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Jesus Christ. So sorry. Let's go back. Sorry. that was really idiotic. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I got over emotional. Okay.
無欲との決別を。
マガ通信知らない？街中で見
Yeah,
かけ
here
た
she's just talking about like, oh, have you heard about the
認定してい
Phantoms?
くってやつってやつがターゲット。
Like he's the target.
俗に言う
Yeah, an absolute,
ぶつかり
you know,
男というやつだ。
shit man or whatever.
仕事の話をさせてもらう。
Let's talk about job. Let's talk about the work.
わしと一緒に怪盗をやってもらい
We're
た
gonna
い。
become Phantom thieves. Me and you.
心を歪めている根本、お宝を盗み出す。
We're gonna steal their heart's treasure. You know, you guys know P5.
俺は俺のやりたいことを好きなだけやらせてもらう。
本人の精神が歪んでいけば、いつか欲望の搾取が始まる。だとしたら欲望を奪われるのを止めないと。
そんな奇跡が起こらない限り敵
Yo, 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 real quick.
搾取が始まる。だとしたら欲望を奪われるのを止めないと。
What? Wait.
そんな
What a fucking upgrade from the twins. Holy shit, let's be real. I hope there's a mechanic where she steps on you.
奇跡が起こらない限り敵来ないさ。悪いけどあの子には生贄になってもらうよ。
I really wonder how the gameplay is in this, man. Are the dailies like kind of like the Persona shit that you do every day? Because if it is like that, it's fucking genius. Like your dailies are doing the daily things you do in normal Persona games, like go eat, you know, yeah, go do the mini games, you know, go have fun with like friends, dude. That is genius.
首
Igor.
込ませてもらうぜ。俺らで料理してやろうじゃないの。
ダメダメ。みんなまとめて地獄行きだ。
忠告しよう。わしらは全てをなくしてここにあるもの。立ちふさ
Oh, there you go.
全てを奪って進むまで。
It's not P5 without our boy.
私、自分が何したのか。
大勢の人から欲望を奪った罪、償わせてやろうぜ。
There we go. That's a month or something, dude. That's a great release date, right? I was worried, like, oh man, is the release date gonna be too little, too late? Like, are we gonna get this, you know, when fucking shit like Ananta or Silver Palace is out? No, it's right now. Perfect release date. To be honest with you, we have the death of a popular gacha game that is based off of a popular Japanese gaming franchise, and now we have another one straight up out of the oven for us to play, bro. PC release, that's the fucking awesome. So down. Looks awesome. Available June 26th. It is what it is. Let me show you guys the character trailer. Cause like, come on, man. Like, characters are about, like, gacha games are about characters, right? Fuck. I'm gonna show you all the characters. Just a character trailer. And let me see. Yeah, I think it's this one. Show gameplay. Like, it's lit, man. The game looks really good. The characters look good, man. And like, to me, the biggest thing about gacha games is just if the game is fun and the characters look awesome, you already have like 80% of what any gacha game needs, dude. You're wearing this hair, Pale? Like the with the bangs in the front? Not the bangs, it's just the side, like the side. Whatever the fuck you call those.
君が見ているこの光景のことはベルベットルームと呼んでくれたま。
Oh, just so you guys know, the reason why Bidiba was said about Igor is that it's not the original voice actor, right? And Igor had the same voice actor for like decades. It's pretty sad to not see him in the character, you know.
先を急ぐぞ。最優先は脱出だ。さすがにやばいかな。平気。まだいけます。君に聞きたいことあるんだけど。
Take your heart, man.
昨日どうやって渋谷まで行ったの？
Dude, yeah, isn't that really good?
昨日。
Look at her talking to him, man. That's way more than Astario has ever done.
どうやって渋谷まで行ったの？どうしたの？急にぼーっとして。進路のところチェックつけてないけど。
みんなも浮かれて標的にならないでね。ただでさえ枯渇の制服って街中で目立つから。
それにしてもお前からこれまでよりも強い
Yeah,
欲望を
push that
感じ
shit.
た気がする。わしはそれに期待している。
Fish that motherfucker.
今です。
ナイス。
次はこの調子で。君に不思議なことが起きてるのってこのフクロウの
This song is so
フクロウでは
fucking
ない
good.
わしはルフェルだ。今の窮地は自分自身の歪んだ欲望に突き動かされて正常ではなく死ぬのだ。メメント
Ha! Kamen Rider
人間の
reference.
抑圧された欲望のるつぼ、心の声と言った方が分かりやすい
死
か。
ぬかと思った。
忠告しよう。
Got Ishmael?
お
Oh,
前の
congrats.
敗北を赤く彩ってやる。
He turns into a Gundam, dude.
間違いない。
That's too good.
この先が窮地のパレスのようだ。
慌てないで別のルートにするか。シャドウ来てる。
その手腕は称賛に値する。
なんでって言われてもね、やりたいからとしか言いようないけどな。
無力は時に君が君自身を放棄することに。
Dude, if the story chapters are as big as, like, you know, every chapter in P5, totally. 120 hours of story, dude.
全てを奪ってくれる。
これが本当の
What in life's in the making?
今日も全力で行くぞ。
これで終わらせる。
よし頼まれ
Dude,
た。
that girl has a fucking rifle, man. Well, I guess all Persona characters have guns. What am I talking about?
ペルソナ。
There's one more, dude, that really shows characters.
まさに嬉しい誤算だよ。
This is just gonna show
What?
Joker, I think. Yeah, there you go. Because, dude, of course Joker's gonna be in the fucking game, right? Fuck, man. Let me see. There's another trailer. It's the battle trailer. Heart stealing test? No, that's not it. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to find it. But oh yeah, here you go. Yeah. So there's gonna be a character showcase this. I think this is really cool. This is where I saw the characters that I thought were fucking amazing.
そしてこれは私の分。V の出番ですわ。グッジョブですことよ。準備できたんよ。目に焼き付けなさい。バーバー。リガルに任せて。
To Loli Montante. It's Milky Holmes.
蹴散らせ、ゴエモン。
Goemon!
覚悟の時間だ。断ち切れ、ゴルギだ。
祝福の歌をフラッシュムだ。
ショータイムだ。
来たれ冥府の番人。うちら最強じゃない。
来たれ正義の化身。選ばれし者の力、伊達じゃないんです。
剣より強いペンさばきで波にいる味をぶっといる。
What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the characters, dude? Like, I really like. Come on, man. You guys know me, dude. You guys know me. Look at this woman. This one. Holy shit, dude. Oh my god. It's an insta-pull, dude. You got, yeah, I guess Detective Lily's whatever. Then this girl's so cute, man. Oh, I love the character designs. I think they're awesome, man. I think the character looks good. The game looks like just more P5, which I'm completely fine with that, right? Let me build Yoshitsune and solo the game. There'll probably be a character with Yoshi, right? Like, you would think that, like, even if it's, like, 3-star characters or whatever, like, no, I don't think that's it. No, yeah. I don't think there's going to be a character of Yoshitsune. This is much, much easier, right? You're probably just going to be able to build Yoshi on the MC, because the MC can probably build any Persona. Like in every other Persona game. You know what I'm saying? So you're probably the fool with the MC, and then you can just build Yoshi with the MC if you want. Right? Yeah. Never seen any character I'm crazy about. Probably not pull for a while until I get some support character that is the most cool. Probably the water girl. Ah, dude, I think I as far as like, you know, Persona character designs, I think these are fucking awesome, man. They fit exactly, like, they fit right in with everything that Persona 5 was, and like you can play Persona 5 so many times, right? Like, it's just gonna be the same story. It takes a lot of effort to play the entire game again. So I think for people who are just wanted to experience more of the story, more of like building personas, more of doing social links, etc., then I really feel like this is a huge step in the right direction, and I think it's a must play for just fans, for like Atlas fans, SMT fans, right? She looks similar to a good self-insert. I mean, every once in a while we get one of those, right? So yeah, very excited about Persona 5X, the Phantom X. Very excited that we are getting a complete global release and not just a Japan release, because originally they were thinking about releasing the game in Japan and then releasing the game globally. I'm very happy that they just made the choice of releasing it globally, right? And not to talk shit on any other gacha game or that kind of shit, it's, you guys know how disappointed I've been with Stario recently. And when this game was announced in China, Taiwan, and Korea, I remember telling people, like, holy fuck, man, I don't know what to do, because, like, I already have Stario, and I spent so much time in that game already. I don't know if I'm going to have time to play P5X, right? But now the way that it is, man, we're quitting Stario when the Fate collab comes out, and we get Saber, we're out of there. So, the perfect, there's not a more perfect turn-based game for me to swap Stario with than this one, right? Etheria Restart has been really cool. I've been having fun with the game. I think the game has a lot of potential, but there's always the bias of playing something from an IP that you love, right? And this feels like a very promising game. Now, I haven't read, watched, or seen anything about how the game operates in the existing Asian servers, but it's just because, like, what's the point? I'm not going to play them in there anyways. But I'm very excited to try it out in America. And, dude, it's my love for SMT is so big that even if they fuck up the gacha system, even if the game really doesn't have a good way, like, really doesn't treat the players that well, I'm probably still going to play the game to its entirety, at least until the end of the first storyline, And then we'll think about it later. So, but I don't think it's going to be that bad, right? I think at the very worst, it's going to have the same exact system that the big four have, and you know what? It is what it is, right? It's not enough to make me quit a game. I quit a game because the game starts to suck too much, right? Characters become necessary, etc., yada, yada, yada. P4 Protagonist is a little bit bland. You? Baron Joker and Makoto? I don't know, like, I think, I don't know. I'm not going to comment on that. P1 and P2, my favorite protagonist designs from the main games. Played SMT, DX2 for a while. Really underrated, but really stingy. Reroad had 2 meta characters, but that was like over in a year. Yeah. Japanese gacha games, man. They really don't work outside, right? I hope this one works. I hope this one goes a lot more into what the Chinese gacha games are than the Japanese gacha games are, because honestly, just on the table, Chinese gacha games tend to last longer. Is what it is. My boys, one last reaction before I have to finish, before I have to end stream. Thank you guys so much for coming. Is the new trailer for Stellar Blade. It's not a trailer, it's a video actually. I want to see how long the video is actually. Oh, it's 10 minutes. Okay, let's not do it today. I'll do it tomorrow. Sorry, Raiden. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to go to it a little bit earlier. It is basically developed by Chinese people. Maybe it's a good sign. I'm willing to believe it. Yeah. I'm willing to believe that. I'm willing to be positive, to be more on the positive side on this, and think it's a good sign, right? So yeah, guys, very, very sobering moment. It's a very sad day on one point because there's a gacha game that was doing a lot of things that I thought was right and is unfortunately on its deathbed. And another game that just emerged from the ashes and is finally going to be available for us. That seems really, really promising, and I really fucking want to play it. And we'll be playing it day one on stream. Absolutely. Not even a question. To everybody that's here, thank you for coming. Take these last 6 months to finish up anything you want to finish up in Tribe 9. Maybe get that one character that you love more than any other to EX plus, right? And make sure you're okay with it, and it's done. Right. And on the other hand, for anybody that's here, I hope I can see you all with me trying out Persona 5 The Phantom X on June 26th next month. I'll be absolutely I'll be absolutely it's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna be a hype day. I'll love to see you guys there. GG bro, thanks for coming, Bruce. Unpopular opinion, but I wouldn't hesitate to throw Persona X under the bus to try not to survive. Yeah, it's fine, man. I think that kind of shit just goes down to it's just what you're closer to, right? What you love the most. I think that's fine. That's fine. No, if I had to choose between one or the other surviving, I'd have to play both, right? I don't think I can make a choice without playing both. But I get what you're saying. To everybody that came, Peo, Bruce, Raiden, Biriba's here. Let's see who else came. I know Astra was here for a little bit. I don't know if she's still here. Jovan, my boy. Who else came? I think that's it. But I'm pretty sure we have other people that were just chilling out and hanging out in chat, right? Thank you guys so much for lurking. If you're here, I appreciate that just as much. And thanks for everybody that talked with me, that was here to share in the sobering moment, and to carry on, man. We do what we gotta do. We play what we gotta play, and I'm happy for Persona 5X. Really sad about Tribe 9, and I hope everybody had a good time, right? I hope you guys had as much of a good time with Tribe 9 as I did. Okay, I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Of course, I get the highest viewer count exactly when I'm about to not go to bed, but I actually have work to do. I love you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Right, let me put some little goodbye song here. Stay safe, sleep well. Don't spend money on gacha games. If you do, make sure you do it responsibly. You don't owe a loyalty to any gacha company. Dream of Gacha on a card says, "Be your boy K2." We're signing out. Guys, have a good one.